Good evening. Welcome to this edition of Northeast Diary. Here we bring you the latest developments from India's unexplored Northeast region. Friends, it is the season of festivals. Just as North India celebrates Diwali and Govardhan Puja, people in the Northeast too celebrate their own tribal festivals with much fervor. Today we will talk about one such festival unique to Arunachal Pradesh. The centre is taking all steps to make Dibrugarh a major river port. Our Dibrugarh correspondent tells us more about this initiative.
The Union Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Mr. Sarbanand Sonowal, took initiative to make the city of Dibrugarh in Assam as a major river port of the country. Mr. Sonowal made the announcement that steps are already being taken to make Dibrugarh a major river port of India. Mr. Sonowal on Sunday visited the location near Bogibeel Bridge for the proposed cargo terminal, tourist, jetty and riverfront development projects in the Dibrugarh district. A meeting was organized by the Union Minister in collaboration with various stakeholders with the purpose of quick implementation of the proposed work. Mr. Sonowal mentions that the scope provided by the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi for the development of the river Brahmaputra and the Barak is influencing the states connected with the country Bangladesh and giving ways to enhance world trade. Therefore, multimodal logistic parks and river ports will be developed in the state as a government initiative along with a port for cargo and passengers in Dibrugarh. The minister, in addition, said that the Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, the Inland Water Transport, along with the Northeast Frontier Railway, are joining hands to work together for the purpose of bringing growth and development in those areas closely located near the Bogibeel Bridge. Mr. Sonowal, in his speech, says that the Act East policy of Prime Minister Narendra Modi made Northeast a center for connectivity. An integrated mission for the faster acceleration of cargo movement on the river Brahmaputra is being apprehended as laid by the PM Gati Shakti. This would, as a result, lead to employment opportunities and set the way for access in the worldwide market for local items. It will open up chances to reach out to the international markets, including the domestic one, by understanding the value of both global as well as local. The local business can be made available on the global sector of trade by making a sea of changes through the Dibrugarh port, and this as a result will bring glory to the city of Dibrugarh. This is Sharmila Goswami with Pranab Kumar Nath from Dibrugarh for Northeast Diary.
In Arunachal Pradesh, the women folk of the Galo tribe celebrate a special festival unique among more than 100 major tribes and sub-tribes in the state. The festival is called Nirmen Alo. Let's hear more about this from our Itanagar correspondent.
Galo is one of the major tribes of Arunachal Pradesh. Apart from its major agricultural festivals like Mopin, which is a religious and ritualistic festival followed by animal sacrifice, the tribe also celebrates a unique festival dedicated to the women of the tribe. It is known as the Nirmen Alo festival. This festival is without any ritualistic activity and is mostly participated by the women folk of the society. It is purely merry-making festival dedicated to women folks and celebrated by women folks and fully supported by men. Mrs. Mipusora Ori, President Galo Welfare Society Women Wing, said that the Galo Society considers women as the most important institutions of social change.
Nirmen Alo is a very special and important festival of Galo community, particularly for women folk. And it is celebrated every year on 15th October with great joy and happiness. The word Nirmen has derived its name after Ana Nirmen, that is beloved spirit, and Alo, which means a day. Hence, Nirmen Alo is celebrated by women folk and dedicated to Ana Nirmen for peace, happiness, prosperity, and harmonious life. One can be a part of this festival irrespective of his, her caste, color, creed and religion, etc. The uniqueness of this festival is that all the grown-up girls and women would well dress as a man, wearing bolu, oyo, rai and all the war dress, that is men's traditional attire, and performing Ponu dance songs and reciting Annayonam Kavan during this festival. The purpose of all this is to create a sorry creator of man folk as a source of fun. Hence, Nirmenalo is regarded as a special day for Galo women.
It is believed that Galo tribe is the only community in Arunachal Pradesh to have a day fully dedicated for its women folks. For Northeast Diary, this is Rakesh Dole, AIR News, Itanagar.
Nagaland got its first child-friendly court named as Children's Zone in the District Court Complex at Vokha. The Children's Zone is aimed at resolving cases related to crime against children in a friendly environment with a state-of-the-art provisions and facilities as per the guidelines provided in the POCSO, which is Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act 2012, where the child can feel at ease to reveal their ordeal without any hesitation. Our Kohima correspondent has filed the details.
In a first of its kind for the state of Nagaland, a child-friendly court named as Children's Zone in the District Court Complex Vokha was inaugurated by Chief Justice of the Guwahati High Court, Assam, Nagaland, Mesoram and Arunachal Pradesh, and Patron-in-Chief, Nagaland State Legal Services Authority, Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia. Initiated by the Nagaland State Legal Services Authority, the Children's Zone is an extension of free legal services scheme for children under National Legal Services Authority with the aim to set up child-friendly courtroom for children. Let's hear more on this from Member Secretary of the Nagaland State Legal Services Authority and Lungshithang Izang.
The Nagaland State Legal Services Authority has initiated setting up of a child-friendly court named as Children's Zone, and it is a first of its kind for the state of Nagaland. As establishment of child-friendly zone in all districts remain vital to safeguard the interests and well-being of a child in every stage of judicial process by incorporating child-friendly procedures. Children are produced at the court multiple times for reporting statements at the call of the magistrate. They have to sit in the courtroom in the presence of the police, lawyers and accused persons. In such cases, children can be taken care of in this child-friendly zone, which will have crèche facilities not only for the victims or the accused children, but also children of the staff. The Children's Zone have top-class state-of-art provision facility as per the guidelines provided in the Protection of Children from Sexual Offence Act 2012. A waiting room for victim and their families with basic facilities such as comfortable sitting at television, musical instruments, age-appropriate toys, and storybooks for children, comic books, drinking water facility and a toilet facility would go a long way in ensuring the mental and physical comfort of the child so that they can testify calmly and with peace of mind to ensure that the ends of justice are met.
For Northeast Diary, this is Asanyo from AIR News Kohima.
On the occasion of the ongoing Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, News Services Division of All India Radio is bringing out a number of programs on the freedom fighters. In today's Northeast Diary, we bring you a story related to the Imphal Campaign of the Indian National Army or Azad Hind Fauj during the Second World War. Many Manipuris joined the INA during the campaign as active fighters. In this episode, our Imphal correspondent J.J. Thokchom brings you a story of a Manipuri active fighter of the INA.
When INA captured Moirang of Manipur and hoisted the tricolour flag there, many Manipuris joined INA. At that time, those who joined the force were classified into active force and intelligence group. Few of the Manipuris who visited Rangul were assigned as active force by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Sri Mariamam Sanjeev of Moirang, who is doing research work on the Imphal campaign of INA, said that those who were selected for the active force in INA undertook training at Tingangjang INA training camp located near Rangul of present Myanmar. Among the Manipuris selected for an active force is Moirangthem Jatra from Bishnupur district of Manipur. He was born in 1916 and completed class 6 level at that time. He met Colonel Shaukat Ali Malik of INA in Moirang, and with the recommendation letter from Colonel Malik, he went to Rangul and met Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose there. He took arm and ammunition training in INA training camp in Rangul. However, the Allied force advanced toward Rangul and he was captured by the Allied force in Rangoon when the INA force was retreating from the area. Recalling the story told by the freedom fighter Moirangthem Jatra, his great-grandson Moirangthem Rakesh said that his great-grandfather had to face many difficulties during the Imphal Campaign.
In the training time, only the night time they can cook. Allied forces are trying to bombing all the training areas. After they're hungry, they took the bamboo and they eating the banana trees. They drink the mud water, mixing with the mud and the bamboo. Their life is very hard there. Returned from the Ranguljan, they are joining to as a school teacher. They are working that time as assistant teacher of the LP school.
In 1946, Moirangthem Jatra reached Imphal and worked as a teacher in a local school in his native village. He expired in the month of February 1985. The freedom fighter Moirangthem Jatra is no more with us, but the future generation will always remember him for his sacrifice for the country. This is JJ Thoksom from Imphal for Northeast Diary, AIR News.
Today we bring you an interview with Dr. S.S. Bora, the scientist at the Indian Cardamom Research Institute at Gangtok, Sikkim, and the Spices Board of India on the subject Prospects of Large Cardamom Cultivation in Sikkim and the Northeast and its role in driving the local economy, export markets and challenges in driving production among other issues. Talking to him is Dilli Ram Dulal.
India is the largest producer of large cardamom in the world, and Sikkim is home to the crop within the country, contributing around 56% of India's large cardamom production. Sir, how has Sikkim grown as the hub of large cardamom cultivation in India?
You see, Sikkim actually is the origin of large cardamom, and already this state got GI tag for geographical indication tag for large cardamom. And if you see the contribution of Sikkim in Indian context, India is producing around 8,530 MT. And Sikkim is producing around 4,779 MT. So almost 56% production is from Sikkim. Previously, it was around 88%. Now because Arunachal and Nagaland is coming up. So although Sikkim production is sustaining and crop productivity is increasing, but Arunachal and Nagaland is contributing some amount. So it is coming 56. And if you see the growing impact in Sikkim, it is having tremendous potential as a crop because it is major cash crop of Sikkim, and people's livelihood depend mostly on large cardamom in rural areas.
So how has the crop production contributed to the state economy?
Actually, if you see the Sikkim condition, large cardamom is the major cash crop of this state and is cultivated in nook and corner of the states, and whatever produce farmers they are bringing to the market and they are selling to the large cardamom trader and getting their livelihood. And if you see at present context, under one district, one crop also. In North District, large cardamom is identified by Government of India. And if you see the Niti Aayog concept of developing export from this state, 4 crops they identified. Among that, large cardamom is the major one, followed by ginger, turmeric and buckwheat. So how large cardamom contributed the significant role in the economy of this state.
Which are the current export market and export prospects going forward?
India is the major producer as well as major consumer of large cardamom. And also the cardamom is exported from India. Last year it is around 1,300 MT with 91 crore rupees of value of large cardamom is exported to other country. And Pakistan, Bangladesh, UAE as the major importer of large cardamom. If we see the Indian spices context, USA is the major importer, European Union. But in case of large cardamom, mostly the Gulf countries, means UAE and Pakistan, Bangladesh, they are the major export market. So prospect for large cardamom is very good because there is an increasing trend of export from our country. And large cardamom is one of the major crop among the spices exported from our country.
What are the challenges in driving production, especially in the context of crop high climate sensitivity?
That large cardamom is very sensitive crop to climate actually. It is a crop which grown under as a xeophytic crop, means it requires shade, means a congenial environment. It's a shade-loving plant. When with changes of climate, if you see the rising of temperature and rainfall pattern is directly influencing the large cardamom production. If the temperature is high, then large cardamom production is going down. As well as with rainfall, because if you see the previously Sikkim used to get rainfall throughout the year in certain amounts. But now it is confined to particular periods. Ultimately, during November, December, January months, we are not getting enough rainfall. At that time, actually, November, December, January, if we are not getting rainfall, the flower bud as well as that the vegetative bud, what developed in the month of February, March onwards, that got affected. So ultimately, it leads to the decrease in crop prospect. And another one aspect is, with changes in climate, there is changes in pattern of disease and pest which affect the crop mostly. If you see that large cardamom is getting affected by various diseases.
So what is the crop vulnerability to disease and pest?
The diseases are causing more problem to large cardamom in Sikkim context. Sikkim being organic, it is very difficult to control once the disease took place. So if we see the Sikkim large cardamom, it is 3 major diseases are there. One is fungal disease and 2 is viral disease. Fungal disease is that blight disease caused by Clolethotrichum cleosporid. So that is causing tremendous loss to the crop. And viral disease, there is 2 type of viral disease in large cardamom. One is sirke and another is phurke. That sirke, phurke, it is very difficult to eradicate once it appears. So we have to take care in selecting the crop from where there is no evidences of viral diseases. And regarding the fungal diseases, if we can take care of the crop properly with proper nutrition as well as proper phytosanitation and application of some bioagents like Pseudomonas fluorescens at 5 ml per liter before monsoon and after monsoon, we can reduce to some extent the disease. And regarding pest, actually 23 numbers of pests already identified, but among them major is leaf caterpillar, then followed by shoot borer, stem borer, and white grub. Recently we found that there are some pests which are with changes of climate, incidence is increasing. Those are that mealybugs, then capsule borer. So we have to see this, how best we can control this disease and pest to protect the crop. Otherwise, in case of sirke, phurke and blight also loss up to 100%. So it is very much essential to protect the crop with taking care, phytosanitation, then crop management and application of some bioagent to keep the plant protect from the pest and diseases.
How have fluctuating prices impacted the uptake of large cardamom cultivation?
Large cardamom is a crop where prices is playing significant role in production potentialities. When prices is high, people are taking up in the year 2012-13, the prices is reaching around 1500 to 1800 per kilo. At that time, all people, it is a boom period, and all people they go for large cardamom cultivation. And slowly, when price decline, at that time they left. And now the prices is little bit taking pick up, and now it is around 600 to 650 rupees per kilo. So people are showing interest to large cardamom. So if we see the Indian context, India's production is around 8,530 MT, and Sikkim is the major producer, followed by Arunachal and Nagaland. So when prices is high, everybody is taking up the large cardamom cultivation. But when the price is going down, at that time they are not managing crop properly. Ultimately, the decrease in production. So ultimately, price fluctuate is heavily impact upon uptake of large cardamom cultivation.
What has been the impact of climate change and production also, sir?
I already mentioned how temperature and rainfall directly impacted upon the production. That when we are not getting in a continuous manner throughout the year, at that time there is decrease in production, and with increase in temperature also production is decreasing. And being large cardamom is a xeophyte plant, and because of some disease problem, people used to take up that large cardamom cultivation in open. At that time the longevity of the plant is coming down. Usually large cardamom produce after 3 years. That is the condition in when it is cultivated under shade, and it will continue up to 8 to 9 years, 10 years, even some areas we are getting where proper congenial environment, we are getting up to 15 years. But when this crop is coming out to open area, longevity is coming down. It is up to 5 to 6 years maximum, and people can harvest only 3 to 4 crops. So ultimately, it impacted upon the production.
What steps have been taken to promote large cardamom production, and what is the role of spices boards?
We started different activities on promoting the production of large cardamom. Spices board having 3 divisions. One is development division, one is research division, one is marketing division. The development division, they are supporting the farmers with some incentive and schemes. Likewise, the research division started here in the year 1981 onwards. Indian Cardamom Research Institute under Spices Board. They are doing research on adaptive studies of large cardamom, then applied studies like nutrient management aspects, then disease and pest, how best we can control disease and pest. Different cultivars or different varieties we are trying to develop so that it may be giving higher production as well as suitable to different altitude and disease pest resistance also. So far, our institute already developed released 2 varieties. One is ICRI Sikkim 1 and ICRI Sikkim 2. They are giving actually high production compared to the local popular cultivars. And regarding disease and pest aspects of different management approaches, we are disseminating among the farming community so that they can take up the measures to prevent as well as control their disease and pest. And in marketing division, we are collecting all the information regarding what is the market price. Weekly market price of large cardamom we are disseminating among the farmers. That is one measure. As well as we are organizing some buyer-seller meet to promote large cardamom marketing and exhibition also. And recently, Spices Board with the state government decided to develop 10 exporters from Sikkim to promote the spices of Sikkim.
Lastly, sir, what are the prospects of large cardamom cultivation in other northeastern states, as we have observed significant growth in production in states like Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland and Manipur?
There is a significant growth in production of states in Arunachal, Nagaland is absolutely true, because that large cardamom cultivation, whatever they have adopted, now it is flourishing. And in northeast, especially Arunachal, Nagaland is having congenial environment for growth of large cardamom. Actually, Arunachal is largest producer, followed by Nagaland. Manipur, they are taking up slowly. So it's a very huge potentiality, because you see among the crops at present the price is around 600 to 650. Which crop will give this much of price for 1 kg? If you see the Arunachal and Nagaland context, there are lots of area, abundant area where large cardamom can be cultivated. And it become a livelihood for the people in Arunachal and Nagaland also. And if you see the environmental impact also, large cardamom, as I told earlier, it is a shade-loving plant. It is growing profusely under shade. It can protect the environment also. Felling of trees can be reduced. And they can earn. Even some of the areas in Arunachal where previously their cultivation of afing, they shifted to large cardamom cultivation.
Thank you, sir, for sharing valuable information in this episode of Northeast Diaries.
कोविड-19 से बचाव के आसान उपाय: मास्क लगाएं, 2 गज की सुरक्षित दूरी बनाए रखें, बार-बार हाथ धोएं, चेहरा साफ रखें और टीका जरूर लगवाएं।
Today in this episode, let us talk about one of the most important milieux of cultural heritage of the people of Mesoram. This is a traditional dance of the Meso people, and its main object is bamboo and bamboo sounds. The Mesoram bamboo dance, called in local parlance as Cherau, has been going on for ages in the Meso societies as one of the indispensable parts of all social and cultural functions and festivals. Let us hear the details from our correspondent from Aizawl.
Cherau is the main traditional dance of Meso people, and it is the most famous and popular dance, and also the center of attraction during festive occasions. This is performed as a group dance by the people in all occasions of cultural events. The most attractive Cherau show is performed during celebration of the most important and the biggest annual festival, Taptarkot. This is a dance with bamboo staves wherein mostly 8 to 6 people in 2 sections of male and female perform. The bamboo staves are kept in cross and horizontal forms on the ground. While the male performers move these bamboo staves in rhythmic beats, the female dancers perform by stepping in and out of the bamboo blocks. It is believed that Tero dance originated as early as the 1st century AD. In the ancient times, Tero dance was performed in rituals to provide solace to the soul of a deceased mother who had passed on, leaving her newborn child on earth. An official of the State Culture Department, Vanal Humasingson, said that even though there is no specification for a bamboo species, the par species of bamboo is mostly in use due to its straight pattern, lightness in weight, and durability. Also, different musical instruments are used as part of the dance. One instrument is darbu, which is set of 3 gongs in 3 different tones. Besides locally made drums, cymbals, and traditional big gongs, dar kwang, are also used. The rhythmic sounds of bamboo claps along with the drum beats, making an amazing music. Interestingly, Tero made it to the Guinness Book of World Records with 10,736 people performing the dance in a 2.5-kilometer area. The event was organized in 2010 under the initiative of the Art and Culture Department, particularly with the then Minister of Art and Culture Department. For Northeast Diary, this is Irene from Aizawl.
And now, let us endeavour to know more about the special places that are nestled in the cozy corners of India's northeast. Today we will take you to Lakhimpur, a city on the banks of the river Brahmaputra in Assam.
Lakhimpur is situated on the northeast corner of Assam and at the north bank of the river Brahmaputra at a distance of 394 kilometers northeast of Guwahati. Is an important town in terms of transport and communication, which is considered to be the gateway to Arunachal. It is bounded on the north by Siang and Papumpare district of Arunachal Pradesh and on the east by Dhemaji district. The river Brahmaputra, along with Majuli district, stands on the southern side and Gapur subdivision of Vishwanath district is on the west. The name Lakhimpur is believed to be originated from the word Lakshmi, the goddess of prosperity. The district is mainly dependent upon agriculture and paddy. Paddy is regarded locally as Lakshmi. The word Pur means full. Lakhimpur therefore means full of paddy or the place where paddies are grown abundantly. Besides, the soil of the district is fertile for which crops flourish without use of any artificial manure or hard labor. Over and above, fish, meat, vegetables, milk were abundant in this place. Others say that the word originated from Lakshmi Devi, the mother of Bhuyan Raja, who was a descendant of King Arimata. The language Assamese is the most spoken language, followed by Bengali, Mishing and Hindi. The district was earlier regarded as Koliapani because there was practically no road communication to this district till 1950. In the year 1954, the temporary aerodrome was started. From 1957, the state transport buses started, and from 1963, the NF Railway started train services from this district. Nowadays, it is well connected with rail, road, and even by air through its Leelabari Airport. The Bogibeel Bridge creates a direct route for communication to Dibrugarh. Forests of the district are mainly tropical rainforest. The important reserve forests of the district are Ranga Reserve, Kakoi Reserve, Dulung Reserve and Pava Reserve, which are enriched with varieties of tree species grown. Apart from Brahmaputra, the other 3 major rivers, Subanashiri, Ranganadi and Dikrong, which are flowing through the district, originating from the hills of Arunachal Pradesh and Tibet. Shiva Temple, Narua Satra and Padumoni Temple, located in the National Highway, is a few of the tourist attractions of Lakhimpur. Uddhav Bharali, an Indian inventor from Lakhimpur, a Padma Shri awardee, brought Lakhimpur in the global media, including Discovery Channel many times, for his 118 scientific innovations. This is Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with Pranav Kumar Nath from Dibrugarh, Assam for Northeast Diary.
With that, we have come to the end of this edition of Northeast Diary. Do join us next week to hear more stories from this enchanting part of India. Bye-bye.